Hey guys, Dylan here, and I decided to do a list of anime that help people get into anime, or people who are starting anime to find something else to watch that or to help them get more into it. And so I decided to make a video with a list of these anime with a summary of each anime. Without further ado, let's start. This one is my gateway anime for whenever I started watching, and it is InuYasha. And now InuYasha is the summary for InuYasha is that Kagome is a normal high school girl who falls into a well, transporting her back in time to the feudal era. Upon her arrival in this world, she mercifully unleashes InuYasha, a half-demon. As if this isn't enough, she also discovers that she is the bearer of the Shika no Tama, a jewel of great spiritual power, a jewel which has just shattered into a million shards. Now, along with Moroku the priest, Sango the demon hunter, and Shippo the mischievous fox demon, they must set out to find the Shikan shards and defeat the evils of the demon Naraku. Up next, this next one has two versions. One that came out in 2003 and one that came out later, around 2010-ish, maybe earlier. And this is Fullmetal Alchemist, the 2003 version, and the second version called Brotherhood. I'm going to do a summary of each one. I do recommend watching both, though. Okay, for the 2003 version. Once upon a time, two brothers passed the happy days of their childhood by studying alchemy, which is governed by the equal transfer principle, an eye for an eye. You can't get more than you give. But these brothers tried to defy that law, and a horrific accident resulted. Now the older brother, Edward, is called the Full Metal Alchemist because of his metal limbs. And the younger, Alphonse, is a soul without a body, trapped within the confines of an of a suit of armor. Instead of saying that, just say what it is. Together, they search for the power to restore themselves, to find the lives they lost so long ago. Now it's for the 2003 version. Now for the Brotherhood version. The foundation of alchemy is based on the law of equivalent exchange. You cannot produce something from nothing. As such, alchemy is bound by one taboo, human transmutation. 4 years ago, two young brothers, Edward and Alphonse Elric, broke this taboo when they tried to resurrect their dead mother. During the process, Al's body disintegrated and Ed lost his leg. In a desperate attempt to prevent his brother from disappearing completely, Ed sacrificed one of his arms so he could fix Alphonse's soul to a suit of armor. When his missing limbs are replaced by automail arms, Ed bears the name of the Full Metal Alchemist, the youngest ever state alchemist and dog of the military. Now, alongside his brother, Ed uses his status within the military to attempt to find any way that he can return their bodies back to their original state. Up next is Death Note. Summary. Have you ever felt like the world would be a better place if certain people were around? Such grim daydreams might occur when watching the dismal daily news, but on one fateful day, Light Yagami finds that these daydreams can become reality. By pure happenstance, he comes across a black notebook entitled Death Note, whose text within states that whoever's name is written on its pages will die. With the aid of the death god Ryuk, Light takes it upon himself to rid the world of its corruption, ushering in a new era of purity one death at a time. But as Ryuk foretells, Light's actions will not go unchallenged. And now this next one is Hunter x Hunter called 2011, but it's 2011 version of this anime, which is basically like a remaster of this anime. Drawn to the mystique of the unknown, hunters travel the world in search of terrifying creatures, incredible riches, unexplored lands. Gon Freaks is a naive yet determined young boy who aspires to join the ranks of these individuals in order to find his missing father, Jean, a master of the profession himself. To reach his goal, he partakes in the formidable Hunter exam, a series of tests that push the participants to their physical and mental limits, with a hunter license as a price. During the exam, Gon befriends vengeful Karapika, Dr. Tobi Leorio, and skilled assassin Killa, who have entered for their own reasons. But with the sinister Hisaka standing in their way, will Gon and his friends be able to succeed in obtaining their reward, or even escaping with their lives? Now this next one is one of the more newer ones, My Hero Academia, which is a really good one to actually start off with if you want to start with something that's more new. Izuku had dreamt of being a hero all his life, a lofty goal for anyone, but especially challenging for a kid with no superpowers. That's right, in a world where 80% of the population has some kind of superpowered quirk, Izuku was unlucky enough to be born completely normal. But that's not going to stop him from enrolling in one of the most prestigious hero academies. Now, the only thing standing between him and his first class is the Academy's formidable entrance exam. Nothing a little private tutoring from the world's mightiest hero can't solve. Next is Soul Eater. In a bizarre fantasy world, students known as Meisters are trained at the illustrious Shinigami Weapon Meister Academy. But the tools they wield are no ordinary weapons. Each Meister is paired with a human-like being who can transform into a weapon at will. And after defeating a pre-Kishin, a human whose soul has darkened, the weapon eats the soul within it. A Meister's ultimate goal is to collect 99 pre-Kishin souls and one of a witch, so that his or her partner will become an all-powerful death scythe. Maka and her partner Soul Eater, Assassin Black Star and his partner Demon Blade Tsubaki, and Shinigami's son Death the Kid and his partners, the Demon Twin Pistol Thompson sisters, each vie for their ultimate goal, but plenty of challenges and adventures lie in their way. Up next, Fairy Tail. Lucy is a 17-year-old mage with the power to summon stellar spirits, but what she really wants to do is join a guild, and not just any guild. She has her eyes set on Fairy Tail, a notoriously reckless and outrageous group of magic users who are likely to be drunk or destroying buildings and towns in the process of completing a job. While in town one day, Lucy meets a perpetually seasick boy named Natsu, who, through a series of events, reveals that he is none other than the fire-eating mage Salamander of Fairy Tail. Lucy is finally able to join Fairy Tail and quickly begins to take on odd jobs with Natsu and his gang for fame and profit. Along with her fiery friend Happy the Cat, the Flying Cat, Natsu's arch-rival Gray, and their overseer, the invincible and beautiful Urza. Lucy sets forth for epic adventures that leave an epic amount of destruction in their wake. After all, destroying a city or 5 doesn't matter as long as they get the job done, right? Up next is I think the oldest one on here, on this list, and that is Cowboy Bebop. Follow interstellar bounty hunters Spike Spiegel and Jet Black as they scour the galaxy for criminals with prices on their heads. Hoping to escape their past, they live on the spaceship Bebop, but it's a dangerous business and old enemies don't forget easily. Allies come from unknown sources. However, as they find comrades in the beautiful swindler Faye Valentine, the genius child hacker Ed, and the genetically engineered data dog Ein. Will they be able to help each other through their respective struggles, or is their fate really inevitable? This next one is a bit weird, but pretty funny. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. The eccentric Suzumiya Haruhi wants nothing more than to meet aliens, time travelers, and espers, but she'll have to settle for the everyday Kyun instead. Along with the mysterious Itsuki and the vacant Mikuru, the duo forms the SOS Brigade, a club whose mission is to discover the mysteries of the world. Armed with a razor-sharp wit and a skill for manipulation, Haruhi will stop at nothing to have fun at all costs, even at the expense of Mikuru's dignity. And now this last one on the list is one that gets made fun of a lot, but is really good for people who are just starting to get into anime. And that is Sword Art Online. The year is 2022, and gamers have lined up on launch day for Sword Art Online, a hotly anticipated MMORPG that lets players connect into an immersive virtual reality world with special helmets called Nerve Gear. Kirito is one such gamer who is eager to jump back into action. Having spent a great deal of time as a beta tester and quickly becomes friends with newbie warrior Klein, but soon Sword Art Online's 10,000 players discover that not only are they unable to log out, the only way they can return to their physical bodies is by beating the 100-level tower's final boss. That is, if their HP doesn't drop to 0 first, for death in the game means death in the real world. Now, with no one else to turn to, Klein and the other participants must survive the game as best they can. Some forming guilds, others ruthlessly leaving their peers behind, and many tragically falling by the wayside or to the merciless monsters populating the lanes. And that's all that I have for this list. If you enjoyed the video, then why not consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.